certain very vital issues, and ultimately, you know, there are two worrying things that you've talked about is the end of the BWC in 2021 if there is no ISS, sorry, and then the failure of the last review conference to agree on any program of work. And then the crux is that basically there is no verification regime, so there has to be a protocol on that. So thank you, and I'll now call upon Dr. Javed Khurshid, who is Distinguished Visiting Fellow with our center, CISS, has worked for Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission for 39 years in different capacities, and his expertise is in mitigation and control of WMD and CBRN. His special interest is nuclear knowledge management, nuclear energy and climate change. So, Dr. Javed, I give you the floor. I think we have gone through your bio in an earlier session also. So I have curtailed much of what is.
Thank you so much. We have discussed a lot of things during this discourse, and there are a lot of things going on in Pakistan, but I like to mention few of those things which we like to emphasize that should be taken care in the future, and we should pay more emphasis while considering BWC. So I have put some suggestions and some recommendations taking from the presentations of different presenters. We lack, or we should form a national scientific organization dealing with all BWC, CWC matters may be constituted. Second, a more comprehensive mechanism is needed for implementation of BWC, CWC. A working group comprising of scientists, bureaucrats and policymakers should be constituted. Earlier, it is there and and it should be activated to implement the national implementation procedures. Consultation with like-minded states should be initiated to develop a draft protocol to be signed by states for operation to promote beneficial scientific development that controls the spread of biological weapons. Technology and pool of human resource adapt in dual use technologies should be developed for capacity building and enhancing effective implementation of peaceful applications. Second, adaptation of ICP, internal compliance procedures, should be achieved by formation of biosafety, biosecurity procedures, code of conduct, code of bioethics at university and institution level. A generic chem-bio response mechanism should be developed. An effective disease surveillance system, efficient and sensitive detection system with reliable connectivity with national and international health systems should be developed, or should be more enhanced. This is for Amir. At national level, disease early warning systems should be made more effective. For this, a network of RHC, PMRC and NIH can be built up. There is a need to invest in production of vaccines, typhoid, cholera, tetanus, diphtheria, measles, rabies. A vaccine bank can be developed, eventually having a vaccine for everyone. Here we lack that. We haven't heard that how much vaccines we are producing and what is the percentage of required vaccine we are getting from NIH. This is one of the things. Then Pakistan should adopt international guidelines of OIE for control of animal diseases. There is a need for training, cooperation, participation, implementation of research agenda. Pakistan should become a member of Australia Group. Control biological agents, synthetic biological agents, their technical support and help will be useful for our human resource development. An updated list of microorganisms should be prepared. Australian group and Wesner arrangement criteria should be maintained. Industry inspection using fermenters and microorganisms should be made mandatory after every 6 months. Cargo monitoring of transit trade through Pakistan using modern equipment should be made essential as a part of the checking on the border. Should prepare a certified specialist to monitor the trade and industrial activities. Second last, the scientists, biochemists, microbiologists, biotechnologists, and genetic engineers should be made familiar with the state-of-art investigation procedures and innovative technologies to control and efficient detection of microorganisms to implement biosafety and biosecurity. For example, I can give like 3D laser printing, Raman spectroscopy, IR spectroscopies in just identifying the microorganisms. So techniques like that we should be adopting and preparing ourselves. The last one is the amendment of Anti-Terrorism Act of 1997 of Pakistan. Section B should be amended by adding a new subsection 2 in various manufacturing, acquiring, possessing, developing, transporting or transferring biological weapons and safety or delivery. Thank you so much. These were the, some recommendations which we gathered from this seminar. And if somebody wants to have some other suggestions, let them know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Javed. I think I'll immediately go into the Q&A so that we have an interactive discussion on all these very worthwhile papers that have been and presentations that have been made. So I recognize, well, we'll have the first round. So we'll start with Mr. Khalid Banouri, who I give him the courtesy of being the previous chairman of the last session. And then we have 3 other, all right, 4 other hands raised. Mr. Banouri, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I must say that I really enjoyed these presentations. The concerns that came out largely from the first session, several of them got mitigated in this one. But I think there's a need to say more than that. The sense that I get is there's still a lot of anxiety about we should do several other things, which is fine. We need to do several other things. However, in the words of someone who actually can speak simple sentences and bring out the nutshell. The nutshell here is, where's the money to do all ideal things that you want? So one of the important lessons will be to prioritize and see what we can do now, what is more important, and then go into several of those things that are very good to do, provided we have all the resources and whatever, and provided by doing good stuff, that some of that which has already been narrated, we can build our credentials of being a state that is very serious about these issues and has made progress. And an easier way would be to start with something which is directly relevant to our country. For example, I'm quite struck by what Dr. Asif brought out as the issue of zoonotic diseases, and I'm so happy that the NIH actually elaborated on all the steps that are taken. We have Eid Qurban, and there's so much of animal migration that happens. Imagine having some problem that gets transmitted from one province to another. So these are those issues that we need to deal with every year, and we can prioritize that. Other than this, Dr. Javed Khushi is very ambitious, so he brings out all these things that will give us a beautiful landscape of what all we should do. Let's just face that we can't do all of these tomorrow. We need to prioritize, and we need to keep it more domestic rather than more international. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this constitutes very good advice for the panelists and for the recommendations. So I am sure all the panelists and I myself have taken note of this very, very worthwhile comment of yours. And I think that the various speakers have also talked about the way forward on all these areas. So what we should do is to compile all of it and work out the essence of what all these actions can be. So here I now, with your indulgence, Mr. Banori, I won't seek the panelists' comments, and then, yeah, and I'll now go on to the questions. Yes. Ajay, chalo, let's go.
Okay, I am Rubina, and my question is from Professor Ikra. How the biosurveillance system is working in Pakistan? How there is a early detection like of disease and biological agents? Thank you.
Next, I'll take 3 or 4 questions.
Thank you, Chair. I am Saddam and I work here at Center for International Strategic Studies. My question is directed toward Dr. Asif. Sir, how do you see the role of 3D printing in modern hybrid warfare? Thank you. I said, how do you see the role of 3D printing in modern hybrid warfare applications? Thank you.
In what applications?
Hybrid warfare.
ये warfare की तो बात नहीं होगी। ये तो पोल्ट्री की बात कर रहे हैं भाई। ये आपको doesn't link up with the presentation. Next.
My name is Gohar Altaf and I'm a PhD candidate at Kaizen University. My question is directed to Ms. Mariam. First of all, thank you for such a comprehensive presentation. How do you see the role of the 1540 committee in tandem with the BWC with regard to possible oversight of implementation of the BWC? Thank you.
Thank you for comprehensive presentations. My question is with Professor Vigirita. That you have mentioned in your presentation that you impart training in every part of the country. I would like to know that what kind of training you impart. This is one thing. And secondly, this is highly appreciable that work you are doing. And I think when there is a way, there is a way. When there is a way, there is a way. And second question with Dr. Asif, you have mentioned point of care techniques you are developing. Any technique have you developed in your laboratory, or you are using any other commercial POC techniques for the detection? Thank you.
Sir, I am Dr. Riyad from Desto. I have 2 questions from Dr. Amikram. The first question is, after devolution in 18th Amendment, my question, how you are dealing with surveillance with the provinces and far-flung area with limited resources of NIH? And my other question is, we have domain of preparing the different vaccines, and in future you are preparing the more one. Do you have some role of in the mechanism of safe transportation? Are you some recommending authority? Because in the far-flung area in Chor and Medina, where the temperature is more than 50, I think there will be no use of administering that vaccine. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me do another round. Yeah, let's do this round. I'll come back to you, sir.
I think thank you so much for very pertinent questions. First of all, one thing I would like to Dr. Brigadier Dalbi the campfire policy is already there, as you mentioned. It's part of NDMA policy. It's available on the net. So there is already a policy. It was made by Desto, sir, and I was major at that time, and we were all part and parcel of that policy. Some of the officers, Governor said, and they are missing right now, but we did that. CBM that you talked about, they were revised in 2009. Alhamdulillah, Pakistan was the only developing country whereby we became the member. We worked with them and we made sure that the modification should be in line with the developing countries. And we kept insisting, and alhamdulillah, we were successful because there were 3 intended meetings in different parts of the world. And myself and Colonel Rashad were part of that. Something now coming back to the biosurveillance system and in the light of devolution, well, alhamdulillah, we have developed a very new formidable system for biosurveillance. We have got 10 district support units in different parts of the country. That includes Gilgit, as well as Quetta and other areas as well. We have got sentinel detection points for different diseases in most of the country areas and districts, for AIDS, for HIV, for influenza, and there is a continuously feedback of data flow to NIH in this regard. Devolutions, definitely the things are ongoing. We are regularly issuing the advisories. We are, as I said already, we are working on, we are in use the disease early warning system that is very well adopted by NIH for quite some time now. Now we are trying to digitalize that as well for having ready information, and it was our aim to told the minister as well, it's our job, not the media's job, that there is some scare or something spreading in some part of the country. Post-devolution there was a problem. Fortunately, as per the discussion with the new governments, we are overcoming all those problems, but to our luck, the best thing was that the global health security agenda and IHR are the federal mandate, and NIH is the focal point. So we have, with the federal mandate, we can get the data from all the provinces. In this regard, the new thing that we are working, alhamdulillah, very rapidly is adopting the integrated disease surveillance system. We are closely working with Public Health England in this regard. We have already piloted the project in KP, and inshallah very soon it will be integrated into national level. So this is how we are moving on. These are very complicated things, but coming down to NIH, we, as I told you, we have adopted a WHO compatible software, DHIS2, whereby we get the data, we analyze the data, and then it's our job to tell the Ministry of Health and the prediction as well. So we are comprehensively, alhamdulillah, I would say we have attained those levels. Now it's just putting the things in after piloting and putting the things in actual go. So we are waiting for that, alhamdulillah. As questions are asked about the vaccine, well, we are just producing 7% of the country requirement, unfortunately. And this, as I said, we have 2 privileges: the buyback directly from the government side and the sole producer in the public sector. We are in touch now. We given a new model to the government because it's a huge investment and the technology is changing very rapidly. With all that, when coming down to the DNA recombinant levels, we would not be able to afford it. So we have given a public and private model to the government, which has been accepted by the new ministry, as the new minister and his team as well. And we gave this concept to the new health advisory committee as well, and they really liked it. So we will integrate our sources into international model, whereby we enhance our capacity in the existing vaccine that we are producing, and rest there are so many others like meningitis, influenza vaccine. Inshallah, time will come when we will be producing them within the country. And zoonotic diseases, someone did ask, and I can answer your question later on if we can do that. But zoonotic disease, I think for the first time, we are launching a trial, alhamdulillah, in Pakistan. It's a new handheld device, Mini-Iron, by the name of Mini-Iron. And if we are doing in collaboration with NIH US right now, that we will be testing and piloting on influenza and all other diseases. Meanwhile, as you said, there is another thing that the government of Pakistan, there are 3 vertical programs, TB, AIDS and malaria. And we have a grant from the Global Fund for $205 million. Fortunately or unfortunately, they were combined, and I was made the country coordinator for that as well. Now, in a country like 156 districts, we have procured 412 gene expert machines. And in Pakistan, not only TB, there are 31 more parameters which are available that can be performed. Right now, there are 25 BSL labs working throughout the country, and we have given a model of integrated lab system within the country to the same lab monitors. So our surveillance, inshallah, is bound to increase much beyond what we are doing now. Very rightly pointed out by Sadhanori as well. We have, for the first time, we have conducted a huge exercise within the country, and we have prioritized the notifiable diseases, human as well as animal. Animal, please go to our website, they are available over there. So thank you so much for all your questions.
Thank you. Asif sir,
Thank you, madam, for your question. So you are asking about the point of care assays. So this is a part of my PhD work. So I established these assays. Two of the main assays are LAMP assays and the microfluidics paper-based assays. So as you know that in the LAMP assay, that is LAMP stands for loop mediated amplification assays. In this case, we use 4 or 6 primers. So it increases the specificity of the assay. But in PCR we use 2 primers. In this case we use 6 primers that are very specific. So it's not the specificity of the assay. So this LAMP assay can be performed at isothermal temperature. No need of thermal cycle. Just we want to ensure the temperature of 65 degrees centigrade. And so IAEA donated us ES quantube scanner. So just we put as chemicals like PCR mixture and then specific primers, and then we go to the field and then add the sample of the disease and then put them in the ES quantube scanner. So through isothermal amplification, so you can see a real-time amplification of the pathogen within an hour. So within an hour you can check the results, but within after 20 minutes you can see a peak, just like a real-time assay. So in case of the second part is the microfluidic assays. So we are working on this area. So we are diagnosing different pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus. So these are the main pathogens that are transmitted through milk. So milk is our main commodity. So we incorporated colorimetric substrates. So bacteria, this produce specific enzymes. So enzyme substrate reaction is very specific. So we incorporated a specific substrate on the paper, and then we apply the sample. So when bacteria they grow on the paper and they produce enzymes, and you will see a colorimetric change. So if there is a colorimetric change, then we can also detect through naked eye. Otherwise, we can use different Photoshop, Adobe different softwares and detect the pixels. If there is color change, it means the bacteria is present, it is producing enzyme and interacting with the substrate. So these are the 2 technologies that we are using for point of care analysis.
Thank you. Any other comment?
Thank you, Kumar. Like in the first session, which we talked about the Zawar, they talked about 1540. What the 1540 does is that it requires all countries to have administrative and legislative mechanism in place. Like the recommendation that he also did was how Pakistan can further enhance its legislative mechanism. Because when you're talking about implementing all of the conditions of the BWC, there has to be a legal ground for that. So despite of all that we have said this morning in national implementation, we are doing a lot. But where is the legal ground for that? Because in case of a violation, that is where a country is able to effectively implement it. So the oversight it provides is about that how many countries have developed the legal administrative procedures. That's why he was able to say that out of the 181 countries, 41 countries do not have any.
Thank you. Now I will take a fresh round of questions.